cross country meet. And the reason why is that you work backward from there. So October. So here we go. October, September, August, July. Taking out the Rincon 2s today, trying out a new GoPro, by the way, just trying to up the quality level for all of you, all right? So hopefully the image looks good out there, it's not too bouncy. Giving it a shot. All right, here we go, let's lace up. Good to see you.
I love you. How was
I'm all
it?
sweaty. New GoPro there.
Oh yeah, how's it going?
It's good.
Hey, you
hello,
too.
hello. How
Oh.
good job washing your hands? Hon, I love you. Hon, thanks for letting me go. Hon, I just got it done. I'm back. Here we go, onward and upward, and I got a package here. And what have I said in the past about professional running sponsorships? I've said, like, I love the fact that I don't run for Adidas, I don't run for Hoka, I don't run for any running shoe company. But if I were to be sponsored by let's say a bigger company, it might be the company that's in here. Oh man, it's not what you expect. What is this? Oh yeah, Andy's frozen custard. Butter my bread. You all know how much we love Andy's frozen custard. So they saw the vlog from, I think, 10 days ago. Remember, I went to Boulder, I went running, and then I went and got frozen custard. Somehow they came across that vlog and they said, Seth, we want to send you some merch. So there you go. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, 14 miles today. Let's see, 7:05 a mile approximately in the Hoka Rincon 2s. And there it is on your screen in kilometers. And I'm frankly, everyone, still pretty sore from the FKT attempt from, what was it, 4 or 5 days ago. So pretty solid vertical gain running. You know how you get sore is the downhill running. And I was definitely running fast downhill that first, the first 70% of that run. So I'm pretty sore still recovering from that. And I'm excited to get back into vertical next week. And I've decided I'm not going to attempt the Boulder Skyline Traverse FKT this upcoming week, okay? I'm gonna get another week of training under my belt and likely do it the following week. So stay tuned for that. Now let's dive into high school cross country 2020. One of the greatest sports on earth, right? It doesn't get better than cross country. I submit that it does not. Like, love track, love mountain running, love road running, but man, high school cross country and collegiate cross country, but we're talking about high school cross country today. It's just one of the greatest team sports on earth. And even though I'm really speaking to the high schoolers right now, or maybe you're in 8th grade and you're transitioning into high school, this could be applied to other people as well that are training for 5Ks. Specifically, not as much for half marathon, actually not for half marathon and marathon, and maybe a little bit for 10K. Okay, here we go. So I'm recording this on May 16th, just so you know, 2020. And obviously we're living in the time of coronavirus and COVID-19. We don't know what's gonna happen in the fall, but we can all hope that cross country will be happening. One thought that I had is dual meets. So I'm sure schools are already out there. I hope schools are already out there thinking about how can we make a cross country season happen in the fall for these athletes who are working hard, want to get out there and race, but maybe they can't have a cross country meet that has 500 runners, but maybe they could have a cross-country meet that has 50 runners. You know what I mean? Meaning like 2 schools have a dual meet. So that was one idea. Maybe you're a high school cross-country coach out there or an athletic director. I'd be really curious to hear, if you are, commenting down below, like what are the strategies that you are going to put in place to try to create an environment for these high schoolers to be a student athlete in the fall 2020. Okay, so also the other reason I'm bringing this up is on Instagram, on Facebook, I get a lot of questions from high schoolers about how they should train through the summer. So hopefully this, next 5 minutes gives a general outline as to how I would coach a high school cross-country team through the summer. This is not going to get into really specific workouts, just so you know. This is an overarching 30,000-foot view look at summer training and into the fall for high schoolers out there training for a 5K, okay? And this is under the assumption that your state cross-country meet is going to be happening in late October. Usually in Colorado, it's the last weekend of October. I know some states go into early November, even mid-November, some states. But for me, I'm operating under the assumption that late October is your state cross-country meet. And the reason why is that you work backward from there. So October. So here we go. October, September, August, July, June, and half of May. Whoa, that's a lot. That's 6 months basically, okay? That's a lot of time. And another point to remember is that the best marathon runners in the world, they have 16, 18, sometimes 20-week training blocks for getting ready for the best marathon races in the world. London, Berlin, New York, Chicago, that's 4 months, okay? And you have over 5.5 months to get ready for state cross country. It's so far away. There is absolutely, in my opinion, no reason to rush your training to get ready for something that's going to be happening in late October. Okay, so keep that in mind. You have plenty of time. Now, I'll also add though, you're always getting ready for state cross country, meaning every time you go out the door, you're developing your aerobic system, okay? Getting out the door for a short jog, getting out the door for a middle distance day. So always know, even though you might not be in the midst of really specific cross-country training, just getting out the door is a good thing. Now let's get into the specific training schedule for cross-country 2020 and moving into the fall as well, keeping in mind that the track season should have been wrapping up right now because coronavirus wiped out track all across the country and really around the world. If I was a high school track coach, I would have had my athletes finish out their track season training on their own. Why? Because you're always building that aerobic engine, okay? And I would have had them run a fun personal time trial, a mile, a 2 mile, 800 meters, whatever their specialty might be, near their house, somewhere around their house, and just go have fun. And then have a Zoom track party at the end of the season just to celebrate the perseverance that these athletes put forth through the time of coronavirus. Okay, so in Colorado, state track is usually the first or second weekend of May, which is right now. And then, okay, here's the schedule. Rest. So the third and fourth week of May, rest. No running, just resting. Not even cross training, okay? 2 weeks completely off. Not only that, but keep in mind, high schoolers, I think they need a mental break as well. Sometimes high schoolers can get so focused on a sport, one sport especially, that I think it's really healthy mentally to take a break. So last 2 weeks of May, resting, and then June 1st, you start to build up again, slowly, of course, right? So June and July, you're laying that aerobic foundation, easy running, some long runs, yes, mixed in, strides, not workouts, but strides on grass especially. So 4 to 6 120-meter strides on grass twice a week, okay? So down and back across a football field, diagonal, or in a park or near a golf course, somewhere on grass preferably, somewhere soft, 4 to 6 strides twice a week, just to keep a little bit of that turnover going in their legs. And that's June and July, okay? And I'm not gonna get too much into more specifics. There'd be a couple more things I would add in, but then the first week of August is a down week, okay? Resting. Maybe you take 3 days off, 4 days off, okay? Or you run every other day for 7 days, it's a down week. Why? Because the harder stuff is coming. So the second week of August, you begin to build, and hopefully the teams are coming back together in mid-August, right? Again, depending on where you live and where schools are starting up and when the cross-country meets are. I think in Colorado, I think the third week of August is usually the first cross-country meet, maybe the fourth week of August. So the second week of August, you start to build that volume back up after your down week, okay? So let's say you're a senior, let's say you're a junior or a senior, and you're gonna top off at 50 miles a week. That down week might look like, probably look like 15 to 22 miles for the week total, okay? So pretty low for a junior, senior, and then from there, starting to build that volume back up all through August, okay? And then hopefully you have your first race in late August, and then the first 2 weeks of September, you're still building, and then capping off your peak volume in the second or third week of September. Why? Because then you still, craziness, but you still have, okay, so mid-September, so third week of September, fourth week of September, and let's say, your state cross-country meet is late October, you still have 4 weeks left, so that's 2 + 4 is 6 more weeks of training until your state cross-country meet. So that's where I'm always talking about trying to peak, arrive at the top of the pyramid at the exact right time, meaning you are fit, you are fresh, and you are healthy and ready to rock and roll. Now, I hope that schedule makes sense. And I realize I just covered a lot. I didn't get into specific workouts. I didn't get into like long runs or that much specific volume, but I wanted to give you an overarching vantage point of how I would approach training this summer, which starts, in 2 weeks from now, and then also taking that down week, but then also building up that volume again by mid-September, okay? I know there's gonna be a lot of questions, high schoolers, but let's dive into it right now. Question of the day, high schoolers out there, what is going to be your approach for training this summer leading into the fall, keeping in mind that things are a little bit up in the air right now, okay? Obviously with the coronavirus and COVID-19, but do you have a game plan, and is your coach helping you? Maybe your mom or dad is helping you. Maybe your mom and dad, maybe they're like big runners in their own right. Let us know how, because I want to be here to support you as best I can through these crazy times. I just can't imagine being a high schooler and not even knowing if school's going to happen, in person, in classes. Hopefully it is, obviously, but we're here for you. We're here to support you. That's the question of the day. And I'll do my best to answer as many questions that you might have down in the comments, okay? Sound good? And we can get more specific into workouts as time goes on, okay? I don't know if the vlog is over. I'm not going to wrap it up quite yet. Let's go outside. We'll see where we end up. Whoa. All right, we're closing the vlog out there, everybody. It's getting a little crazy up in here. I hope that little bit of guidance for cross-country training brings a little value for somebody out there who's hoping to have a good cross-country season. All right, everyone, we're signing off. I don't know what I'm going to toss it back to. Something right here. Maybe yesterday's ASICS vlog. Right there. Thanks a bit. Thanks for watching. Seek beauty. Work hard. And love each other. See you tomorrow. Maybe.